Hey everybody, this is Oscar D. Grouch. I am in my Minecraft world, one of a few that I've made over my years playing the game, but this is my primary one, and I've been working on it for probably over 9 years at this point. Um, it's something about it always just keeps drawing me back, and some of the pieces, the projects, the buildings, the ideas are complete, and others are in some various states of completion. And I have come back to them, walked away from them. One of the things that I've learned about Minecraft is to only stick with it so long as I'm feeling inspired. And as you can imagine, over the past 9+ years, I have had moments, whole long stretches of time of great inspiration, and whole long stretches of time where I just wasn't feeling it. And in those moments that I wasn't feeling it, I walked away for a while. And sometimes I would think, oh, I'm done with the game. There's nothing else I can do. There's nothing else I can add. And then I would see a building or spark an idea or something, and the next thing you know, I'm right back in it. Um, so yeah, I've started this world on PS3 and developed pretty much the entire map on PS3. It was substantially smaller. I think the original map is like the centerpiece on what is now a map five original PS3 maps wide and five tall. So it's 25 of the original maps total. And I can't tell you how excited I was to get the PS4 and find out that I could increase the size of my world. Um, I was really excited because I had seen several tutorials on um, what it looks like to expand the edges of the world when you port it over from PS3 to PS4. And I had built, this is the boundary of my original world. Um, I had built really close to the edge, like almost completely onto the edge of the original world. And I was really worried that I would lose some detail, some things, some buildings along the edge of the world. And I was delighted to find out that when I expanded my world, it actually just added some water, and then the land picked up from there. So it's kind of like I have a moat around my entire original world, and then I'm free to just go from there. Um, I have drawn a lot of ideas and inspiration from other people's YouTube channels over the years. So I just, after all this time, I thought it might be fun to go back and sort of explore some of the things that I feel have gone really well, some of the things I'm excited about and proud of, and hopefully provide a little inspiration to somebody else as I have drawn inspiration over the years. Um, yeah, like I said, some of the projects are done and some of them are incomplete. And I have little things all over the place that I could go back into and keep working on whenever. Some single building ideas that for whatever reason I just sort of petered out on, and other much larger ideas, whole communities or cities, or um, I have a university in progress that so far has one school building and the football stadium. And the football stadium was actually my initial idea that I wanted to do that. And so then, as I was working on the stadium, which was a lot of work, took a lot of time, then I thought, well, what is the stadium doing here? What is it connected to? And so I decided that it had to be a university around it, and so that led to that. And I my wife plays with me sometimes, and she loves the idea of just a random house, a random building, just sort of out in the countryside, just sort of there for its own sake. But I cannot. Here's the stadium for the team mascot, the Creepers. Um, I cannot seem to just build something randomly and just have it be disconnected. I can. I start that way. I'll build something, and then next thing I know, I'm figuring out how to connect a road to it, or a subway tunnel, or something to make it part of the larger city, the larger environment of the world that I've created. And it just keeps on growing, keeps on going. The stadium is one of the things that I think turned out really well. One of the things that I'm really proud of. I know I've seen. Oh yeah, and here there will be at some point a basketball arena, but as of right now, it's simply a basketball um, court in the middle of the water randomly. So fun for adventurous ball players. But anyway, um, the idea, the purpose of these videos is um, simply to talk about my thought process, show some things, give some ideas, talk about my process over the years as I've grown with the game, as the game has grown as well. Um, One of the really exciting things for me is to go back and look at some of my very earliest buildings and see how plain and how simple they really were. And sometimes I leave them on principle because it's like a historical record almost. I know that sounds really nerdy, but sometimes I go back and add to them and spruce them up a little bit. Um, and that's always a lot of fun too. This is one of my largest projects, works in progress. Um, my iteration, my variation on Manhattan Island, um, which of course was inspired by a trip to New York City um, in 2016. I took a ton of pictures, and everyone thought I was just really into the city, into the sights, but I was thinking about Minecraft the whole time. I cannot wait to get home and start adding some of this stuff to my world. Um, I know that there is a lot of interest and demand in tutorial videos online on how to build certain things, and honestly, I don't know if I could recreate how I built some of these things. Some of these are days worth of work. Some of them are more, hours and hours, and sort of going by pictures and basing it on the lot, the size of the map and the size of the area that I have to work with, and the proportion to other things. Um, so I might try to do some tutorials and some how-tos, but I honestly don't know if I have it in me. I will figure that out as time goes on. Um, anyway, yeah, it's really interesting as I've gone through and been playing the game longer and longer. My comfort with it, my ability, my vision of what's possible and how to make it happen has grown right along with the game. There's so much broader palette of blocks and textures and styles and everything now than there was 9 years ago. It was all pretty rudimentary. Now this is one of the original little neighborhoods that I built, and I mean these houses have um, single color roof. The entire house is built out of stone. It has these pretty basic windows, um, and I was pretty dang proud of what I had created back when. And this is something that, there's plenty of other room, things to do, places to build on, especially now that I've expanded the map on PS4. So why bother going back to change all of this and update it? Because it represented the pinnacle of my vision and what I was able to do at the time. And but as time has gone on, I've grown my ideas and my concepts and taken a lot of inspiration from real life, and sort of taken the unlimited freedom and freedom from physics that the game provides, and sort of taken it to almost absurdist extremes in some cases, and in other cases tried to be very conservative and grounded in what potentially could be real. Um, so anyway, if you stick with my channel, subscribe. I hope to have several more of these videos in the coming days and weeks, months, where in the future I will focus on a particular concept or element and sort of explain it a little bit, and then demonstrate it, or show it. And that's right now my plan, my goal for this channel. So thank you all very much for watching, and I will talk to you later. Bye.